Okay, so I decided to do a voiceover, and I did cut some of the video because I was just talking to you guys. So, right here, I was talking to you guys, but I'm letting her kind of sit in the bath for a minute just before I start bathing her. There's no water or anything on. Ignore my hand movements and stuff because I'm going to explain what's going on here. You'll notice in this video and in Wiley's video, I'm actually going to put these two videos together just because they take so long to upload. I just figured I'd make one long video and just upload it together. I think it's about 25, 26 minutes, something like that. So, both dogs fall in these videos. And the reason they fall is because they don't like baths. So, I'm trying to, you'll see me sometimes push them up against the wall. Not hard, but when I push them up against the wall, then they kind of fight to get off the wall because they don't want to be in the bath. They're not whining, they're not yelping, nothing like that. They're perfectly fine. They're playing right now as I'm doing this video. So they're fine. I just wanted to come on and put a disclaimer that yes, they fall, but you know what? There's no mat in the bathtub. I've tried mats in the bathtub before and doesn't seem to really do much of a difference. So if you guys have any mat suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to set this video as 18 and older just to see if you guys are able to comment. I haven't got any messages from anybody saying that they're a minor watching my videos. So if I don't get any messages, I'll just for now keep it set as 18 and older. So I'm just letting the water warm up here. And I want to talk about why I bathe in the winter since I cut the sound out. Just because on top of it, our water heater doesn't work right, so it lets out this huge loud screech the entire video. So the reason I bathe in the winter, okay, there's a few reasons. One, on little dogs, they tend to get crusty ears, and when they get dust and stuff in their eyes and they start tearing up because there's dust in their eyes, it's like if you look at a white dog, most of their eyes are stained underneath the hair. Well, in these little dogs, the miniature pinschers and these particular Chihuahuas, they don't have a thick coat. So what it does, it builds up a ton of crust underneath the eye and it cakes on and it takes a lot to get it off. So there I'm just kind of getting her head wet and that's how I'll do it. And now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, okay. So Wiley's coat is really, really slick. And when I bathed him today, it was grainy. Same with Annabelle. So when it's grainy like that, then I know there's a lot of dirt in there. Now, I do it late at night. I do it after the last time that they go out to go to the bathroom because Wiley has arthritis in his back. Annabelle, I could probably give her a bath and then let her dry and then let her out to go potty one more time. But since he has arthritis in his back, it's best for him to wait until the morning. My dogs are on a bathroom schedule that they're used to, but if they need to go out anytime, they know how to get my attention to let me know that, hey, I need to go out. So I'm trying to show you guys how I pick up Annabelle. Right there, she fell. The way that I get their stomach wet is I normally put my hand underneath their front paws and they'll kind of hook my finger, and that's how I get their stomach. But she decided that she didn't want to stand, and so did Wiley, and they both fell. Here I was just picking out some hair from Wiley because I actually did Wiley first, but I'm going to post it backwards because I forgot to put a lamp up for Wiley, so I had to edit in some light, and it doesn't look right. But here I'm just showing you, I normally pick her up like that, and she's fine. That's normally how I wash off their stomachs, and they both decided tonight that they didn't want a bath, but they needed it. They're both really soft, and they're both sleeping, playing and sleeping. Now, I put quite a bit of shampoo because I try to bathe my dogs at least 3 or 4 times a year, and sometimes it's just once in the summer, once in the winter. So, yeah. So, the other thing I want to talk about, I know a few people who won't bathe the dog because, here I'm showing you how I wash their head. A lot of people put soap on their face. I won't do that. I forgot what I was saying again. Damn. A lot of people won't wash their privates. And to me, that really upsets me. I mean, are you going to put a baby in the bath and not wash their privates just because you don't want to? Like, the whole point of a bath is to get them all clean and get as much of the dirt and grime that you can off of them. I wash their paws. So just, if you aren't comfortable doing it, have somebody else do it for you because they need to be cleaned. So I'm kind of using the wall to keep her in. You'll notice when I rinse her, she actually doesn't look like it, but she has a really thick coat, but it's a very thin hair, if that makes sense. So she's got a lot of dander. Making her clean. We use Pro-Care cat and dog shampoo. If they're extremely dirty, where the water's coming out black or brown, then I will do a shampoo and condition mix after the Pro-Care. Hope you guys are enjoying this. But I just want to explain a few things as they happen, because I don't want people to look at this and, oh my god, both our dogs fell in the bathtub and blah, 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 and somebody will report it, and it's like, they're not hurt. You know, they're both playing, they're both happy. It happens. It's, you know, they're in a slick surface. They don't want to be in there because they don't like the bath. It's gonna happen. You can see her backing up. She's like, I don't want to be rinsed. Just let me out like this. I'm good. But I've tried the peanut butter trick. I've tried the treat trick. Nothing really gets them to stay in except for me keeping them in. So you notice right there, I'm tilting her head up. The reason she took her head back and shook was because I accidentally got some in her ear. But the reason I tip her head down when I'm getting her wet is so that the water runs down her face and doesn't go directly into her eye, as I'm explaining in the video. And the reason I lift up when I'm rinsing the shampoo, I don't want the shampoo going down over her eyes. If it's just water, you know, not going to hurt her as bad. But if it's shampoo, it's going to sting. So I rinse. You can see the water, it's coming out a little dirty, but it's not bad. So you can't see, but there's a ton of little black hairs coming out. Just rinsing her real good. So I kind of have to pinch her skin a little to get all of the water out and all of the shampoo out, just because her hair is so, it's like thin layered, but it's, okay, it's a thin grain, but it's thick, if that makes sense. Rinse out all the soap out of her paws and her pads. Fun story, we actually have our Rottweiler, Octavia, the video I did on her. She stepped on a thorn and got it stuck in her foot, and if we hadn't played with her feet in the bathtub, there's no way we would have been able to take her to the vet and get it out without sedating her. Just making sure I'm getting all that hair and dandruff. You can kind of see it building up on the side. All that black stuff coming down is not dirt. That's all her dandruff. So here I'm trying to get underneath her chin, but she's kind of fighting me a little bit, so I'm just kind of letting her stand there, and I'm just spraying and aiming as much as I can. I was turning the water down a little. It was just a little too warm. I like to use lukewarm. Some people use cold. Some people use hot. I've seen a girl on YouTube. It kind of pisses me off. She knew that the hot water wasn't going to last long, and she gave her dog a bath in cold water. See, here she stands. So sometimes they're just fighting and they don't want to be in there and they fall, and it happens. But you can see she's just like, dude, can we get this done with? And I rinse her more than Wiley because Wiley has dandruff, but it's not like hers. It's not as bad as hers. So there I'm just correcting her. She kept turning back. See all those little black spots? That's all hair. And I clean out the tub in a second. And I'm just kind of scratching just to get any loose hair up. Now I'm kind of just trying to get her to sit still. Trying to get a good spot. Oh, there's a good spot. Oh yeah. She's like, this I like. And I've got the water on it to wash all that hair down. That's the other reason I do it. It gets all that loose hair up. Because a brush, she doesn't like to be brushed because her hair's thick, but it's not majorly thick. But for a little Chihuahua miniature pincher cross, it's pretty thick. So, all that black stuff's hair coming out. Just making sure I'm wiping all that loose hair off so it's not going to be dried back into her skin and rubbed in, because that can cause sores. Sprinkle her off again. See all that black stuff still coming off. But I just figured I would trim it down a little bit and do a voiceover instead of having that loud screeching noise from the tub. Now I'll set her back a little bit, grab the towel, tell her to shake. My dogs shake on command. Sometimes they do it off command, but most of the time they do it on command. Normally I brush their teeth too, but I just didn't want to include that because this video is always so long. So I'm wiping her eyes, and I'm doing that quite a bit just to make sure I got all the crust off that I could. And both of their eyes are really soft right now, underneath, so I got all the crust out. Here I'm wiping out the water that I got in her ears from the beginning. You'll see me in a second. Oh, I don't think I showed it with her, but I get all that hair out of the tub. I showed you more drying Wiley than I did her. Just that way you guys didn't see the exact same thing in both videos, which is all together as one now. So again, with Wiley's, I forgot to put the lamp, so it's a little darker. So here comes Wiley's video. This video is cutting off. Now it looks brighter, but that's because I did some editing on it. Now here I'm going to be talking to the camera and explaining what happened with Wiley. Okay, so when Wiley was a puppy, we had a female who wasn't acting like she was in heat, came home, and he went after her pretty much and got her pregnant. Anyways, as he was getting her pregnant, they both twisted at the same time, and it broke and tore a disc in his back. And so he gets really bad arthritis in the wintertime. So I tried to do him really late at night, like Annabelle. Annabelle, like I said, could probably be let out one more time after she's had a bath, but with his arthritis, it's just a good idea to do it late. And here I was just showing he's a little bit dirty, so that's why I'm giving him a bath. So with his arthritis, in the summertime, I can do it anytime because it's still hot outside. But in the wintertime, I do it late at night. Here I'm showing the crust on his eyes and the crust on his ears. And he's like, see how he's kind of fighting me to wipe it off. So that's kind of why I like doing it in the bath the best, because I can just kind of get his head wet. And then by the time I take a towel to it, it really helps get it off. He's trying to get out. You can already see he's happy that I'm there, but he's like, I don't want to be in here. So I'm kind of making him sit. And I'm just explaining the same thing that I just explained for Annabelle. So I don't know how to trim this out. It won't let me select just a certain area. It let me on Annabelle's video, but it won't let me on this video. So I'm terribly sorry about that, guys. Here I was talking about how grainy his back feels. It felt like somebody threw a pile of dirt on him and then got him wet and got it all mucky on him. And he's trying to get out, trying to get my attention at the same time. You guys can definitely tell who's my biggest baby, can't you? Now, the reason I let him kind of jump up on it, on the thing, on the side, and not Annabelle, Annabelle's so little that she has tried to jump out before, and she slipped and slammed her chin into the bathtub. Because she's so tiny, she can't get out. Wiley is actually big enough to jump in and out. He has done it. I work with him a couple days before it's his bath time, and I'll take a treat and I'll throw it in the bathtub and I'll tell it in, and then he'll go in and get it, and I'll throw another one on the outside, tell him out, and kind of just work with him so that he gets in there a couple days without the bath starting. And then the reason I'm talking in the video right now is just to put him in without just automatically starting the bathtub and just getting right into it. I want him to be in there for a few minutes without the bath going. But with him, he is big enough to jump in and out on his own and not fall and not hit his face. Annabelle is just so little, if she tries to jump out, she falls and hits her face. So that's why I don't let her and I let him, because with him, I don't want him to feel like he can't go in and out, because then a couple days before his bath, I can't do his training with him to let him know that it's coming. And right there, I was talking about how the peanut butter doesn't work with him, and I'll be pointing to this bar right here. I used to put a leash there and attach a collar and a leash to him, and I put a big collar and a big or not a big collar, a big leash on him to where he could reach a little bit where I had my hand a minute ago, but he couldn't get up on the side of the wall. But he started choking himself out and biting it a lot, and then I couldn't get all the soap out of it because the collar that I had at the time was fabric. So we stopped doing that, and I kind of just work with pushing him back down and telling him off or telling him down. So here I'm just kind of sprinkling the water around him like I did with Annabelle, getting any dirt or stuff that's on the bottom of the tub out. I do get his feet a little bit and his back a little bit, and then I let him drink out of it. Annabelle doesn't really offer to ever drink out of it. Wiley's kind of like, oh, I want to taste that before it touches me, so that's why I let him drink out of it. He didn't drinking. It was cold, that's why he was drinking out of it too. He won't drink out of it if it's warm. So I kind of, sometimes I don't even have to feel it. If he's not drinking out of it, then I know it's warm enough to give him a bath with. He's such a smart dog. He's 9 this year. Annabelle's 6, I think. 5, 6 this year. Somewhere around there. So here I was talking about his knees and his hips. Miniature pinchers, Chihuahuas, and I'm not sure what other breed, but Annabelle's a miniature pinscher Chihuahua cross. Wiley is a miniature pinscher. No relation to Doberman pinschers, believe it or not. But they have a tendency to pop their knees and their hips out a lot. For some reason, their joints just don't grow right. They don't seal enough to keep that joint in. So I was talking about how I had to keep an eye on it because even though the water's cold, and that's why he's lifting his legs, sometimes he's lifting his legs to tell me, Mom, my back's hurting, and then since he's lifting his legs because of the arthritis, they can pop in and out. And it's really easy to fix. My vets taught me how to fix it. And so if it gets to the point where I can't fix it within a couple of minutes and pop that back in, then we go to the vet because Annabelle actually has to be on a medication for hers because hers are so bad that she could possibly have to have surgery. So we keep her on some medicine when her joints start doing that. So we keep a very close eye on her. Here I'm just washing off his feet. I like to start with the feet. Just like me, before I get in the shower, I'll wash off my feet. And then I'll get in and get the rest of my body done. I don't know, I feel like it's weird to not do the feet first. See how he's kind of moving around? He's not really sitting still. He's kind of leaning down and trying to figure out where to get out. There, I'm not hurting him. I just grabbed his nose to get the top of his head and his eyes wet to get the crust off. So here I'm just trying to show you that. You can see when I'm cleaning his private butt, he's licking a lot. He says that feels good. So to the people out there who don't want to wash their dogs, that's just, to me, it pisses me off. They can't always reach back there to clean themselves. Washing his chest. Now, he does fall a couple of times. We'll talk about that as they happen. So him licking like that, he licks when he's enjoying it. It's like he enjoys the bath, but he doesn't enjoy the process. So here I'm holding him up to get him wet, and he kind of got a paw away, and before I could get a hold of it, he dropped down. He's not hurt. And again, we use the ProCare dog and cat shampoo. Oh, I use it. We do have Adam's Flea and Sick, and the reason I like to use that is it really digs the dirt out, I find, better than any other shampoo, because it's made to dig dirt out. So here I'm just kind of correcting him, telling him off. Washing him. I like to get them really lathered up as much as I can, but it's kind of hard when they're moving around. You're trying not to make them fall, and then they're fighting you and moving, and then you're correcting them and placing them back, and they happen to fall. I thought I added more shampoo than that. Normally I add until they're pretty much their whole body's white, just to because they do only get at maximum 4 baths a year, maybe 5. if it's like really muddy or something. And at the least 2 Vaseline. So I like to use a lot. And here I'm kind of using the wall to my advantage. And this is part of the reason he fell. I always do their feet first, but for some reason he just really fought me today. And so he's slipping because there's soap on their feet. And then he's fighting me on top of it. So he's on a slick surface with soap on his feet. I'm trying to kind of push him up against the wall so that I have a little bit of leverage. And he's just fighting me. His feet are covered in soap. He will fall here in a minute. A couple of times. So just keep that in mind. Again, he's not hurt. He's fine. You can see his feet sliding back there. Here, I'm going to tip his head up so the soap doesn't go in his eyes. He's kind of looking like, I don't like that face. I don't like the water on my face. Here, I'm trying to rinse out his foot. And he gave me both feet and then fell. Notice how he got right back up and tried to get right back out? That's how I know he's fine. He's like, I don't care. I want out. Let me out. Rinsing off his feet so he's not going to have an issue. And then I think he falls when I try to do his stomach. Because I hadn't rinsed his back feet yet. He won't sit still. And now I'm going for his back feet trying to rinse him. And he's turning as I'm trying to rinse all the soap out. So that creates kind of a challenge in itself. There he slipped. Now he's not standing still while I'm trying to get that leg rinsed so that he's not slicking as much. And he's just like, nope, I'm not having it, Mom. So here I'm just kind of sneaking around. So there I just decided, you know what, I'm just going to hold on. If he wants to pull his leg back, whatever. I'm going to get that soap out. So I thought at this point, he's not going to fall again. I got all the soap out. Well, I believe he falls once or twice more. I'm just trying to kind of grab his nose there, not hard. Just to get him to pay attention to something else, to get him to stop moving around so much. And nothing is keeping him from trying to get out. Trying to move around too much. Okay, here I'm trying to rinse his stomach. Normally what I do is I grab both front paws and I back him up into the wall. And there he just lost his balance. And he would not give me his second paw. So I just kind of put my arm up underneath his chest and said, you know what? I'm not going to worry about your paws. I'm just going to grab you where I can. So normally when I grab their front paws, normally they back up to the wall and stand up straight like a human. But today they just decided that they didn't know how to do that anymore. So I'm trying to get him to stay off. Here I'm going to wipe his face a lot again, making sure all the crusties are out of their eyes. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. It goes on a little bit longer. I just wanted to explain the paws. It's not like it was anything to hurt them. Here he's trying to get out again, so I'm pushing him up against the wall, using the wall to my advantage. So, yeah. Keep watching and see if there's anything else I need to add in. Just getting them as dry as I can. Oh, I use dirty towels. So any towels that maybe I used in my hair to dry my hair when I got out of the shower, or any towels that I laid on the floor so I wouldn't slip when I got out of the shower, I will kind of put those in a pile if I'm going to do a bath really soon, within a couple of days. And then I'll use those towels so I'm not dirtying any freshly cleaned towels. You can see his wagging tail a little bit. Making sure I'm squeezing all the water out of his pads of his feet. Now again, they weren't dirty enough to need a second washing. So they just got the ProCare once instead of a shampoo, condition, and ProCare. So what I'll do is I'll do like a ProCare, and then if there's a lot of dirt, with Annabelle it was all dandruff. But if there's a lot of dirt or grime or anything, which there shouldn't be. And there never really is with my dogs. But I will just take shampoo and conditioner, mix it in my hands together, and then give them a bath like that. Alright, I hope you guys loved this video, and I will see you in my next one. And, yeah, I just thought I'd come on and explain what happened. Alright, bye guys.